Welcome to On the Clock Sports Talk, and today I'm just going to talk about something really quick I wanted to talk about. So this is not really an episode or a series or whatever, and it's not really about sports. I just wanted to come and talk about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, and so today, just about 2 or 3 hours ago, the verdict has been done. The verdict has been concluded, and so basically, what I've read, what it seems like is that Johnny Depp gets $15 million from Amber Heard, from his defamation, and Amber Heard gets $2 million from Johnny Depp for one of his friends lying or whatever. And most people are super happy about it because at the end of the day, Johnny Depp still won. He won $13 million. He got what he wanted. And all is good, right? In my opinion, that's not the case, and I don't think that this is the outcome me as a man / boy / we all should be happy about. Yes, he won. That is a positive. That is a very big positive on the side for the men and for the sexual abuse and blackmailing that can happen to men as well. Well, blackmailing happens more to men than women. It's always a very critical theme to talk about, especially with sexual assault and sexual abuse and all of that. But I just want to put this case into perspective about what would have happened if it would have been the other way around. And what the verdict most likely would have been if it wasn't Amber Heard abusing Johnny Depp, but Johnny Depp abusing Amber Heard. So Johnny Depp sued her for defamation of $50 million, which you might think that's a lot of money, and it is, and you're like, but he's already a millionaire, so he should be happy with $13 million. That's no problem, whatever. But at the end of the day, you still want to make as much money as you can, right? Obviously. And how much money Johnny Depp has lost because of Amber Heard lying to the world that he abused her is not even like half of what he asked for. Not even like 1/4 of what he would have made if she would have never even made those allegations. Like, he got dropped from literally almost everything except for Dior Sauvage. And so big up to Dior Sauvage. I would definitely buy a perfume or something from you guys for believing in Johnny. Because whatever happened to guilty, innocent until proven guilty, right? But that would never happen in this society anymore with sexual abuse, really. So he asked for $50 million. He probably would have made easy $200 million with like all the movies and stuff like that and sponsorships he was in. So he lost about 1/4 of that already. That, like, all of that money already because of her allegations. And then after that, we saw how the evidence came up that it wasn't Johnny Depp who was abusing, it was Amber Heard who was abusing. And then we made all of the freaking memes about her and joking and saying Like all these jokes about, oh, my dog stepped on a bee. But I just want to put it in perspective. If if it would have been Johnny Depp who would have abused her and not the other way around, how many women would be outright furious and outraged of how little she would have gotten in return, and for what she asked for and for what she could have made in that sense. So people would have rioted and still be mad because that's just a slap on the wrist in comparison to what she would have in that case asked for, and she got away so easily, in my opinion. Like, it's still $13 million. It's not easy to come around. I get that. But, like, she could have easily, like, been sued for $50 million, and he should have gotten the $50 million, and she just got a slap on the wrist. And that's what freaking pisses me off. She just got a slap on the wrist. Like, she has to pay him money, yes. For what? For lying and abusing him. For lying in court, in front of judges, under an oath, and still abusing him, like cutting off his middle finger tip and all of that. And she just got away with it, basically. If it would have been the other way around, how many women would have outcried for how little of money he would have only had to give compared to what she would have, she sued. As well as women would have been outcried and outraged about the fact that he still can wander around. About the fact that there are no prison charges. Women always are like, oh, all these abusers should not even be on the street and all of that. And yet here we are with the same scenario about a woman basically being let go. Not really being punished hard enough, in my opinion, for lying under oath, for lying, for destroying a man's career with just words, and not only and with intent to do that as well, with intent, malicious intent. Yes, with malicious intent. Which was all the jury said, yes, she had malicious intent. Nothing. It just makes me mad and pissed because I hear stories about young men being blackmailed and having all these issues about and worries about having to basically hide themselves away because a woman can say something and it can ruin a man's life, and once a man's life is ruined, it's ruined forever. Not in the case of Johnny Depp now, because he's such a famous actor that all of the men would riot if they would end his career for a lie. But most normal men don't have that privilege. They don't have the necessities or whatever to prove the things that he was able to prove. Yet when a woman makes an allegation of a man, that will directly be confronted, and it can ruin his life, even if the allegations are wrong, and even if the allegations turn out to be wrong. And that's what pisses me off so much. It's so sad to see all of these double standards, because if a man comes forward and says something like that, he'll be laughed at. If a woman comes forward and lying about it too, he is the one who gets punished for it. And it's always a very gray line, because of course I think that when a woman gets abused, she should speak out on it, and it should be clear defamation. But it should be the same for men as well. There should not be a double standard there. It should not be able that Johnny Depp only gets 13 million from the 50 million he asked for, yet and everybody is all of a sudden happy because a man finally won. Yet when it would have been the other way around, the woman would have been everybody would have been outraged for the fact that she would have only gotten so much for as much she asked for and as much as she lost. It's a slap on the wrist. And it pisses me off that I'm glad Johnny won. But it pisses me off that everybody is happy with it now. Every man I've talked to so far has been happy with it, and I'm like, why? And they're like, 'cause he won. And I'm like, yeah, but did he really win though? Did he really win though? Does Amber Heard walk out of there not only losing money, but losing something that Johnny Depp lost? I don't think Aquaman 2 has dropped her yet. How come Pirates of the Caribbean already dropped him as soon as the allegations were there? Not even with facts. Not even with the fact that it turned out to be a lie, but the facts and evidence that were proven. Now with the evidence proven, Amber Heard has not even been dropped from Aquaman 2, if I'm correct. And I don't get it. Where are these double standards coming from? And how come these are there? I would not want my son to grow up, if I ever have one, which I'm hoping I get one, because I want to have a son. I want to have a daughter. I want to have a beautiful family with a beautiful wife and everything, right? I wouldn't want to have those double standards for my son. I would want my daughter, if she would get raped or whatever, to be able to come out with it as well, and say, okay, he raped me, and those allegations, and then with the facts to be true and all of that. I wouldn't want my daughter to lie. I would be pissed if my daughter would lie. Same fact if my son would lie, but I don't want my son to have to grow up the fact that he has to fear that a woman can do that to him so easily. A woman can go up to a man and blackmail him and basically said, you raped me, without him even touching her. And that's the end of his life. That's basically it. He'll never have the same life again. And why are there the double standards for that? I don't get that. And if you say, oh, that doesn't really happen too much and all of that, I'm sorry, but then you have to pay a lot more attention, because I know as many male people who have been blackmailed and stuff like that as I know women who have been abused. And I'm on both sides. I don't want to the abusers to get away on either side. So I just don't get why everybody is all of a sudden happy with it. men, we shouldn't be happy with it, because all it proves is a woman can easily still get away with it, and it's just a slap on the wrist. Yes, we can finally speak out, and maybe somebody will finally believe us when we say something about being abused. But once we go to court with it and present facts and evidence and all of that, that not only are they lying, but they have malicious intent and all of that, they can still get away with a slap on the wrist, while we would have to fear for the end of our lives, basically, to not be able to live a normal life again, even if that turned out to be false, what they alleged to us. That they didn't even say the truth. It's I don't get it. I texted with my friend, and I said, he posted a picture with Johnny Depp wins Amber Heard defamation trial, awarded $15 million. And he wrote under, "This is a W for all men." And I said, actually, that's an L, and big one as well. And he's like, "Bro, what the actual crap are you talking about?" And I'm like, it's so sad. We kind of have to riot. I think this is a joke. Where the freak is the justice here? He's like, "Bro, Amber Heard is an absolute and destroyed Johnny's career. What are you talking about?" And I'm like, yes, so why the crap does he only get 15 million? This is a freaking joke. He sued her for defamation of 50 million. Where is there the freaking justice? If this would happen to women, they would be outraged. But of course, because it's a man, he only won slightly. Because 15 million compared to 50 million is only a slight win, in my opinion. Well, what would you rather have? Would you rather have 15 million or 50 million? Then I also wrote, she blatantly lied under oath and didn't get punished for that, and he doesn't even get a brink of the money he lost because of her. This is crap. I'm furious. He wrote, facts. He deserves more. You're right. I'm still just glad he won, though. I'm like, it's good he won. But the fact he only went so low is telling on how much society wants to help women. And with that, I'm implying that how much society still lets women get away with something like that. With something that men would never be able to get away with anymore, because people are not only aware of it, but they're also against it, which is obvious, and it makes total sense. I'm against it too, but the same should be for the other side. The same. Then I say, yes, of course, I'm happy he won as well. He's like, baby steps, bro, baby steps. Why? Why should it be baby steps? Right? I'm like, but I wouldn't want my... And then I just basically said the things that I said. But then I go on the internet and I read the first tweet that I saw, and it says, "I don't care how you feel about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. This is a very bad day for women who are victims." Okay. The silence so many fought against for so many years will once again descend over survivors of sexual violence and domestic violence. I'm glad that a woman posts directly about women, saying that this is a L for women. I don't get why there's all of a sudden such a big gender gap. Like, you're either on team male or on team female, but I have to be as a male on team male because I see the problems and experience the problems as a male. But I can't just root for my sister as well. If that would happen to her, I wouldn't be happy. If it would happen to my brother, I wouldn't be happy as well. I don't care if it's men or women. None of that should happen, and it should be equally on both sides. Now, saying that this is an L for women, making it directly about women just blows my mind. Why can't you be happy for Johnny Depp that he finally got to save a little bit of his career? Because most men are not able to do that. And then the silence so many fought against for so many years will once again descend over survivors of sexual violence and domestic violence. Now, what I think she meant, and I hope so, because otherwise this is total and utter bullcrap, is I hope that she means that the women that take an L are the ones who are coming out and telling the truth. Because then I agree. Then it's sad because she is a woman who came out and told a lie. And that sets back to believe women all over the world, which I hope it does, because you should always question it. There's no reason that Disney should have dropped Johnny Depp as fast as they did. There was no evidence. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? That's my question. So I think, and I hope what she means is that the L is for the girls and the women who come out and tell their stories, and they are telling the truth. And their voices aren't heard anymore, because all of a sudden the voices of the people are heard who are lying. And that should not be the case. That should never be the case. It should never be the case that a person who is lying is winning. Yeah. But it blows my mind that that is the first tweet I read when I type in Johnny Depp in the Google search bar. Isn't it funny? It's not even about Johnny. It's about woman losing. Why is there such a riot against each other? Aren't we all human? Aren't we all the same descendants from the same monkeys or Adam and Eve or whatever you believe in? I don't get why there's so much hate. I don't get why there's racism. I don't get why there is harassment and all of that, and it's all very frustrating. But I just wanted to come here and talk about that really quick, and it probably took about 20 minutes again. I can already tell it's midnight. Great. I'm excited to go to school tomorrow. Sick as a dog, but I hope I gave you guys something to think about. And girls too. Because think of the fact, as a woman, would you want your son to live in a society where one black male, one female lying to him, lying to the world, could ruin your son's life? Same thing, obviously, for the boys. Would you want your sons to go through that? Same thing would you want your daughters to go through that? Like, no. The simple answer is no. I hope you got something to think about. I'm out.